Hasbro's Transformers range is no stranger to the concept of toy crossovers. The brand has been mashed up with other successful toy lines and pop culture franchises more times than I care to remember. And these attempts range from the very cool to the downright lame. Heck, in 2008 Hasbro even released a line that was called Transformers Crossovers, where our favourite robots in disguise were thrown into a toy design blender alongside several popular Marvel superheroes. It's one thing to mix and match action figures from franchises such as Marvel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or G.I. Joe, but it's an entirely different thing to blend those brands with Lego. Everyone's favourite plastic brick manufacturer started producing licensed sets back in 1999, when they secured the rights to produce Star Wars Lego. Fast forward to the present day and the Danish toy company has expanded the scope of their licenses to a wallet-punishing level, with Lego offering sets based on everything from Harry Potter to the Ninja Turtles and even Indiana Jones. Yet in all these instances the sets are designed around buildings, environments and vehicles, with the main characters being relegated to the status of Lego minifigs. And while the company has produced larger construction figure sets designed to build many famous characters, I feel the nature of perfectly engineered plastic bricks does not lend itself well to the construction of the human body. Yet Lego is fantastic for building mechanical objects, tactile structures and robust vehicles. So if you'd like to use plastic bricks to build larger, iconic characters, I can think of few better than the Autobots and the Decepticons from the Transformers franchise.
Come with me, toy fans.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Well, this doesn't happen every day. I'm going to be talking about Lego and Transformers. This all started a few weeks ago while I was browsing the toy section of my local Kmart, when I made the very impulsive purchase of the Lego Icons Transformers Bumblebee.
And since I'm the smallest, I have the best chance of getting through.
I took the set home and spent a really enjoyable few hours constructing this iconic Autobot character. Halfway through the build I took a break and went online to look up some Lego Transformers references. And this was the first time that I ever learned of the existence of the Lego Icons Soundwave set. Anyone who has followed this channel for a decent amount of time will know that I'm not a big fan of Transformers, but I do have a soft spot for a scant few characters. One of which is the Dinobot Slag, because I had this toy in childhood, and because the Triceratops is my favourite dinosaur. The other is Soundwave, the Decepticon that can transform into a tape deck, and one who commands other robots with the ability to disguise themselves as cassette tapes. In the Transformers mythology, Soundwave is one of Megatron's most reliable troops, and he has positioned himself irreplaceably in the upper echelons of the Decepticon command structure. In his role as the faction spy master, Soundwave is an expert at carrying out infiltration missions, and this aspect of the character always made me think of him as the Transformers equivalent to the Cobra agent Firefly from G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero.
What are your orders, Megatron?
Prepare for blast-off!
Soundwave also had the benefit of possessing one of the best looking robot modes in the original G1 toy line, and when I first saw the Lego Icons version of this character, I just couldn't resist the urge to buy him. While I did very much enjoy my experience building Bumblebee, the finished model is far from perfect, both in robot mode and when transformed into the Volkswagen Beetle. Yet the promotional images for Soundwave made this Lego model look infinitely superior to his Autobot counterpart. And I'm very happy to say that when the set arrived I was not disappointed. In fact, I absolutely love this thing. Soundwave is much larger than Bumblebee, and as such the set includes over 1,500 pieces, whereas Bumblebee only needed 950 bricks to complete the model. This of course meant that the process of building Soundwave took much longer, but I truly enjoyed the experience of seeing this Decepticon come to life in Lego form right before my very own eyes.
Energon cubes still functional.
The finished figure stands over 13 inches tall, and he features a host of wonderful little details, such as the Decepticon logo printed onto his clear chest panel, the yellow plastic vents on his knees, and his translucent eyes. For this particular feature, LEGO have provided two colours, so you can build Soundwave with yellow eyes to echo the original toy from 1984, or with red eyes to match his cartoon appearance. And I'm sure fans will appreciate the inclusion of this carefully considered option. The figure also comes with his shoulder-mounted rocket pod, as well as his signature laser blaster, complete with dart accessory.
Prepare for battle. Operation Warfare.
It's a shame that the rocket pod cannot be rotated or elevated, and while I have heard some reviewers state that Soundwave struggles to hold his blaster upright due to a weak wrist joint, my example doesn't seem to have any problems in that department. With Soundwave being a transformer, he should of course be able to convert into his disguise mode. And LEGO have gone the extra mile to ensure that this feature works as seamlessly as possible. The model looks really great in tape deck mode, from the front, with a very messy looking finish at the rear. However, I suggest that after you've transformed the model once or twice, make a decision on which mode you want to display him in and leave it that way. This is due to the nature of the LEGO brick connecting system that makes it easy for small pieces to snap away from the figure while he's being transformed, and this can get a little frustrating, especially when those pieces get lost on the floor.
I wonder who left this here.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
If you enjoy the content that we create here at Analog Toys, why not take a moment to subscribe to the channel by clicking the little button down there. It's free, it's easy, and it really does go a long way in helping this channel grow, which also enables us to create more high quality videos like the one you're watching right now. So do yourself a favour and subscribe, and while you're there, click the notification bell to make sure that you get notified whenever a new video drops.
We now return to the Transformers.
When Soundwave is in either robot mode or in tape deck mode, you can press the grey button on the top to open the cassette bay. And I love the way that LEGO have cleverly engineered this function. Included with this icon set are two model cassette tapes that fit individually into Soundwave's tape deck. And these cassettes can transform into two of his most iconic Decepticon spies.
Laserbeak. Prepare for flight. Course heading northeast.
Laserbeak is easily the best of the two, as he looks better both in cassette mode and in robot mode. With his wings deployed, Laserbeak can also be equipped with some snap-on weapons to replicate the accessories issued to the original G1 toy. Ravage, on the other hand, is a bit of an eyesore in cassette mode, so I prefer to display this character in robot mode. Each of his legs can be articulated, and Ravage can also be armed with some LEGO lasers for fending off an Autobot attack. While I appreciate the inclusion of both of these characters, it is a shame that Rumble wasn't also included in this set, as the Decepticons demolitions expert featured prominently alongside Soundwave in the early cartoon episodes. One of the most memorable aspects of the Soundwave character from the animated series was his monotone computer-style speech. And LEGO has given us the ability to make this figure talk through the inclusion of a sound brick. To activate this feature, you simply press the play button on the model, and Soundwave either says a variety of different phrases or plays an assortment of sound effects. Included with the model is a display plaque detailing Soundwave's power statistics, which sits alongside a smaller secondary model of the cassette player. This tape deck comes with a pair of interchangeable front panels, so you can choose to have either Laserbeak or Ravage situated in the cassette bay.
We can concentrate the energy into energon cubes.
Now we get to Soundwave's most impressive feature, and that's his truly phenomenal articulation and posability. All of Soundwave's fingers can be moved individually. He has a great range of movement in his shoulders and elbows, and his head can be moved up and down and turned from side to side. There is articulation at the hips, the thighs swivel, he has bending knees, and finally Soundwave's feet can be tilted forward and backward, with the ankles being able to rock from side to side. Aside from having no ab crunch, this model has almost the same level of articulation as a purpose-built action figure. And I was just not expecting to be able to achieve this level of posability with a character constructed from LEGO bricks. Perhaps that's because of my recent experience with the LEGO Icons Bumblebee, who can best be described as an articulated statue.
I've never seen anything like this.
You can somewhat pose this Autobot's arms and there is a good range of movement at the neck, but Bumblebee's lower body remains as stiff as a board. And it's not that the articulation in his legs is limited, it's not there at all. Bumblebee has no knees and no ankles, and all his hips can do is move inward and outward. Now this is okay if you want to pose him doing the splits, but I'd like to get him into a running pose, which simply isn't possible with this model. Earlier in this video I said that LEGO's Bumblebee was far from perfect, and that was my honest opinion immediately following the build. Yet now that I have Soundwave in the studio, Bumblebee has quickly become a massive disappointment. There is just no worthy comparison between these two figures in terms of functionality or playability, and when in disguise mode, the tape deck looks excellent, while the Volkswagen Beetle leaves a lot to be desired. Bumblebee is a blocky, awkward LEGO statue, while the Soundwave set truly pushes the limits of what can be achieved with LEGO, making for a wonderful model that is also a really exceptional action figure in its own right. But how does Soundwave stack up against the first LEGO Transformer? Back in 2022, the company launched their Icons Transformers range with a 1500 piece model of Optimus Prime. And while I admit that I've never handled this toy in person, it does look good, but I still think that the Soundwave model is superior. I'm also interested to know what you think. Are you going to be picking up the LEGO Transformers Soundwave? Do you already have him? Let us know your thoughts by leaving us a comment in the section below. It's also worth noting that you can purchase a light kit for Soundwave to breathe life into this iconic Decepticon toy and to brighten up your display shelf. So even though I don't see myself rushing out to purchase LEGO's Optimus Prime, I definitely feel the urge to grab myself one of those lighting kits. Overall, I feel the LEGO Icons Transformers Soundwave is a truly outstanding toy. It is brilliantly engineered, the build is really enjoyable, the model is premium quality, the figure genuinely looks like the character it represents, and most importantly of all, it is extremely good fun to play with. The blending of LEGO and Transformers makes for the type of toy crossover that dreams are made of, especially in the case of Soundwave. His mechanical construction and blocky design lend themselves perfectly to LEGO's iconic plastic brick, and this model is both a perfect LEGO set and an exceptional Transformers toy. So what more is there to say? It's more than meets the eye. It's LEGO in disguise, and that should always be the mark of success for a well-designed LEGO set.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise.
It's the Decepticon communicators! Get more Autobots!
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Transformers from Hasbro.